Good morning, everyone, and welcome to TA Talk.
You are muted, good sir.
Still a noob here. So, welcome everyone to TA Talk. Today we have a special guest, the one and only Army Piper. So, let's welcome him. What's up, Army Piper? How has it been? We've been missing you so much. Welcome to your show, and let's keep it rolling. What's up?
Hey, I am glad to be here, man. It feels good to be back, hanging out on here, doing some TA talk. But I gotta say, man, TA is an acronym for technical analysis, so we need to make that an uppercase A over there. Like I'm walking back in the house and telling you everything that's wrong while you've been covering down for me, man. I am sorry. I love you. It is good to be back, and I am so happy to be here doing some technical analysis today. So we're going to be looking at some charts. We're going to be looking at some stocks because today I want to show you guys some stocks. You can't hear Lex G. My mic is running, brother. It is. I am green, and if OC can hear me, that means I'm going through. It has to be on your end, man.
Audio good here.
Yep. Yeah, because OC and I are not talking to each other over Streamlabs. We're just broadcasting the video over Streamlabs. We're actually talking over Discord. So you got to fix that on your end, bro. But hey, it's good to be back, man. Thanks for having me on today, OC. Shout out to everybody that's here joining us today. I haven't seen a lot of you guys in a while, and some of you don't even know who I am, and I'm okay with that. We're gonna fix that. So uh, but OC, take it, man. Let's run. MJ, hi MJ. I'm going to be just so you guys know tomorrow. This time tomorrow, I will be on a plane on the way to Cozumel, so that I can hang out with MJ and OC in person for the next week. So yeah, we're gonna be. I'm going to Cozumel to go visit. So little vacation time. So my wife and I tomorrow morning on a plane coming to see you, OC.
Absolutely. We're pretty excited. I'm a little bit nervous, can't lie, but that's going to be amazing. In fact, if you don't know, I've asked Army Piper to bring his microphone. I'm preparing a little bit of a mobile setup so we can start doing some, I don't know, adventure TA talk. Nice, nice. And kind of like we also had, we're going to be on exclusive resort, also doing some content to show you guys around and also to keep track on the markets so we can pay for that vacation. All right.
Um, Lex said he can hear OC, but he can't hear me. Everybody else, you guys can all hear me, correct? Because if you can, yeah, you can hear. They can hear me. So Lex, just reset and restart, brother. That's what I would recommend. But hey, let's quit dragging through the technical issues. Let's get into some charts, man. Let's chart. It is make money time. Let's go.
Absolutely. So here we go, Army. We have your charts on screen. Would you like to guide us through what are you looking at and what you would like to kind of like show us around?
So yeah, so I've been watching a lot of stocks, but before I get into the stocks, I want to talk Bitcoin, guys. Um, this line up here, this white line at $31,000 has for a long time been, if we don't break this, oh, you muted me. Thanks, Lex. Appreciate that. If we don't break this line, then we are still in the bear market. And if we do break the line, then it is bullish. And this is what I've been telling, like my friend that calls me all the time. He's like, hey, when do I get back in? What do I do? And I said, look, this is the line, man. And this is why, guys. I'm on a daily chart here. Let's go ahead and put this on a weekly. And let's just take a look at what this did on the weekly charts. This was our support level back at the dump of the bull run last cycle when we had the summer drop and before we made all time high. It's also where we had all of the cluster that happened here in May of 2022. It was our rejection point back in April of 2023, and now our rejection point for July. I said if we don't break this, we're looking at going lower. Okay. For those that don't know, I do a lot of macroeconomic look, and I look at big scale. I am a swing trader through and through, so that's why I'm looking at these higher time frames. But I can drop down and get into some lower time frames for you guys. Little Fish said he can't hear me. Little Fish, every oh, you can. Got it. Never mind. Disregard. I'm reading things wrong here. So yeah, this was where I was watching for that we had to break here. Let's get back to the daily chart. Let's take a look here and see what we're seeing on the indicators here. So first off, right off the bat, let's go ahead and pull up. I like to do a lot of things with fibs, so you guys are going to see some traditional type TA here today, guys. And then I'm going to get into the chart prime. And if we have any of the Bravo members in the house, I'm also got the Bravo kit pulled up here. So we'll take a look at that stuff also. All you guys got to do, let me know. There's not much I can't do in the world of TA and charts. So looking at the Fibonacci's here, going from this last rundown that we had here back in December 2021 is when we confirmed the dump Ola there. And that was when we started into the bear market. You can see that we had a nice clean. Whenever you put your fibs on and you see it play on lines going back testing here, then you know that that you got the right ranges there, because we had a perfect bounce off of the 887 in the platinum pocket. For those that don't have these settings in your Fibonacci's, go ahead. I'm going to pull this up real fast. Take a screenshot of that real fast in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And you get a free little second while I talk here. Those are the levels that I use to have the platinum pocket. We had a clean rejection on the platinum pocket on the 887. Move it down. A lot of play in the golden pocket, which tells me that everything's right. 50% played out beautifully. Now you can see that we now had a rejection on the 236, and then back up we go. Right now, guys, we failed to even get to the 50% line on this run. So I do believe that Bitcoin does still have some more downside. Further confirmation on this real fast. Let me go ahead and pull up the BTC1. For those that don't know, this is the CME futures. There is a nasty, nasty, nasty gap down here, guys. We have not gone back to close this gap down here, coming in at about 20,300 up to about 21,240. And you can see that gap. Oh, come down there. Settle down, guy. Right there. Let me go ahead and draw a box in here for you. Rectangle. There we go. Right there in that range there. And this is a T box, as I call them over in Investing Bros for Tim. This gap here still has a high potential of being the test zone for us to come back on Bitcoin to clean this up. Also, right now, guys, if I go ahead and draw a trend line over here and show you this, we're going to be looking at this line right here. We do have the start off. So even if we do get a pump up and come back up again, guys, I want you to be aware we do have the start off here of a head and shoulders, guys. There's your left shoulder. This would be your head. We're getting the nice test on that line there. Come over, do another shoulder. If we were to do a drop off of this line and we come down, down to there, do not extend that line. Thank you very much. Move this down to the breakout point. Let's see here. Yeah, I would be looking at like 18,000. I do believe that the CME gap is going to be revisited, though, just so you guys are tracking. Had better. Why is it? Let me check. Hey, OC, he's asking about the screen quality. Do you have it set to the highest stream rate? Because you're the one doing the streaming.
Yes, I do.
Okay, it might.
Yep.
We're getting a little bit of a pixelation issue, I think, on the quality. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm looking at here on this long term. There's a couple of other things here just to give you guys market sentiment of where I'm at. I'm pretty bearish right now, especially with what's going on economically. If you guys watch the Investing Bros show in the morning, I'm still pumping a lot of data over to T-Stream every morning. They're talking about it. October 1st, I believe we're going to see retail sales drastically cut down. On top of it, we had CPI data today that came out. That CPI data was higher than expected, which means that the interest rates or that the inflation rate is going back up again. It's things are looking harsh over here in the U.S., especially when you look at October 1st. Student loan moratorium is done, and everyone is going to have to go back to paying student loans. So, yeah, TV looks 1080. Yeah, I'm not sure, brother. My chart is like it's on the same thing that I've always sped it over on. So, I don't know.
It seems.
Sorry.
Yeah, the camera looks 4K, although I'm pushing the stream on 1080p because that is YouTube's most likable scenario. Don't
Nice.
worry, we're gonna be
Nice.
uploading this one as well. And also, I do have right here on my left, I have a basic setup to keep track on the recordings. So it is on our side looking good. Maybe you might be taking a look at your output or input video settings. That could be fixing it. Also, before we move out of Bitcoin, let me know where I can jump in because I do have a track on that long-term scenario.
I got a couple of more things to show on here, and then I'm going to jump into the chart prime indicators and look at the Bravo indicators on it, and then I'll hand it over to you.
Absolutely.
So looking here, guys, on another Fibonacci, and this Fibonacci is going to be coming from the low back here on June 15th up to the high that we had when we rejected grabbing liquidity above all of those wicks there where people had their stop losses, grabbed it out, closed it out, down it goes. If you look here, we did have at the golden pocket a little punch through, almost made it to the 50% line, did not quite make it. Then it broke back down at the golden pocket and the platinum pocket. Again, those platinum pocket ranges where we have been sitting. We did have a little drop down here and a couple of wicks through, but overall, still holding in the platinum pocket range. If this does not is it's not able to get it back above the 786 sitting at 26,271, like I said, I do expect that we're going to come back and revisit that. Why do I think that? Let's take a look at the weekly here on the MA ribbons. Let me go here. There we go. Guys, if you look here, oh, go back there. Don't do that. Yep. If you look here on the weekly, you can see that we have these moving averages here, guys. Looking at the moving averages here, green going to be your 50. Yellow is going to be your 100. The orange is your 200. And then the red, your 300 weekly exponential moving averages. Okay. That 300 down here, that had never been broken before in Bitcoin history until this last cycle. Matter of fact, if this was on the longer time frame of Bitcoin, you would actually see that this wick here from the Corona dump actually bounced perfectly on that 300 moving average. We broke it for the first time ever in this bear cycle because why? Bitcoin's never had a crypto winter that took place during a economic downside, and that's what we saw there. So you can see nice retest there on it, retest there, rejection, bounce, right? So 300 absolutely in play here, guys. And that 300 is coming in at about 22,100. So I don't think we'll go into zero, but I definitely think 20,000 for that CME gap up to that 22,000 range on the 300. Going to be matching up cleanly there. And lastly, guys, if we go to the daily here and we put on actually go back to that real fast. Let me draw a line here so that we can show that. There we go. Oh, do that again. Let's put the white line so that we have it here on that 200. Go back to the daily and take a look at the Bravo zones, guys. This is from the Bravo kit for people that signed up with J Bravo, just so you guys are tracking. Um, and we got some of them in here. So you can see the little J Bravo emblem there, like Wiley Roadrunner. This is for you guys, man. If you look at where this Bravo zone's coming down to, man, very likely once we get down there, you can see test here on it, test here on it, test here on it, goes into the Bravo zone and bounces. Very likely that we're going to reject down, hit that Bravo zone, hitting that 300, which is what this white line is on the weekly. And that is going to give us matter of fact, I can actually just pull it up this way. Let me go here, put this on the weekly. There we go. Okay. Yeah, right there. You can see it perfectly clean. Probably looking at that Bravo zone and that 300 being in play on the downside of Bitcoin. So that's what I wanted to show there. Let me bring up one more thing here on some chart prime indicators, and then I will show you what we have there and what we're working with here. We turn off the fibs. You can see that this retest. Why are you taking my charts away for, OC? That's okay, man. That's okay. You guys can see here that we did have this breakout of a pattern here. Sorry, haven't talked that much on the microphone in a while. My bad. I don't have a camera though. I have no camera. Why do I have no camera? I got all this set up in the studio here, and no one, no facials. There we go. All right. So you can see here, guys, looking at the daily on the with the chart prime oscillators, we did have our chart prime indicators, I should say, we did have this rising channel here, or rising wedge, I should say. We did break down on that. Right here's the confirmation of that. Broke that down. She goes, this was the measured target on that, which we just wicked down to, oddly enough, 2 days ago. So did not actually break it, so it's still showing as active. but this would be pulling back down. This down here is 24,850, the target of the breakout on the chart patterns. You can also see here that we did have a beautiful rejection wicked up to the volume flex indicator and the dynamic reactor, and that was our rejection. Also, the trend assist telling us, hey, yo, check it out. Let me turn off my moving average ribbons there. There we go. You can see right there, beautiful rejection on the trend assist, beautiful rejection on the delta line of the predictive ranges right there, and then also on the dynamic reactor. So this was giving us that this was not going to keep going up. When we had that rejection down, she goes, I still think we're going to hit this. And if we take a look, last thing down at that $20,000 range, what do we have down there? What is this? Right there, a very high order block is sitting there also at the 20,000. So $20,000, my target goal on the downside of Bitcoin in the next, I would say 30 days, guys. Looking around the first week of October, OC, you can switch it over to your charts and go with your stuff, man.
Absolutely. Let's take over here and let's jump right into my charts. Now, guys, if you are not familiar with private scenarios, we still had a one class every single day, and we keep track of what's happening through markets. I take your request and we do analysis. And that this is one of the exclusive strategies that I've built up, and I teach over the private classes. For the premium members, right? So if you're not premium, consider taking a look at what all we have to offer and join us for that. Nonetheless, let's head over to what I have in here. This is my long-term scenario strategy, and let's take a look at how it has performed in the past. For the members that are not into the premium section, don't worry, I'm gonna explain this to you. So lately, we've been looking at a possible entry here. And as you can see, I have a ton of spaghetti down here because we are looking for the entry call on this strategy. Look at this. Usually give me a very nice opportunity for trading in this long-term scenario. So let me zoom in here and show you what am I looking in here and what indicators I'm using. The first indicator that I'm using is, of course, the Market Oracle Pro, right? This is giving me entry and exit flags, but it's not the only one that I'm using. I'm using a combination of 3 different indicators to give me at least with 3 confluence points for an entry, right? So I'm looking at a buy signal. I'm also looking at, this is a free indicator, by the way. This is a hash ribbon by Caproli Investment. So this, by the way, this is exclusive, a strategy for daily Bitcoin, right? It doesn't work on any other, or I haven't tried in any other asset. This is exclusively for Bitcoin. If you want to try it on any other asset, please do, and let me know your results. All right, so as is, I just downloaded and added to my charts, and what I'm looking for, it's whatever kind of shade circle I have, right? So again, I'm looking for an uptrend signal. I'm looking to pair it with any kind of like shading zone or say shading circle, and the last thing that I'm looking at, it's a 45-degree angle movement on the oscillator breaking that zero line. So what we're looking at here, look at that. We were going on that 45-degree angle. We had already a shaded circle, but the entry was too far away, so we did not enter on that one. And what happened? The strategy saved us for going long. It went down here. We are right now on a strong downtrend, right, on a sell signal, and we're looking for, again, another dip in here for a 45-degree angle, another shaded box, shaded circle, and an uptrend signal here. So the thing in here is that look at this trend line that Chart Prime is giving us right here. What is my estimated drop so far? Look at that. It's somewhere around 21,800. And as we keep moving onwards.
Look at that.
What is it?
I said, oh, look at that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at that. So as we keep moving forward, this trend line actually keeps decreasing on price, right? So look at that. If we give it like maybe 1, 2, 3 weeks, look at where we're going to be standing at 20,000, very close to 18,000, which is telling me that we could be reaching this one as for the candle body and wicking down to a previous support that we might have somewhere around here. So I'm going to be pushing this strategy through all the next week so we can keep a track on it. We're going to be visiting once a week. So stay tuned for the classes. I'm going to be doing this for Monday class to give us a speculation on what the Bitcoin price will be heading, and that it's basically all on Bitcoin. So Before I hand it over to you, Army Piper, for taking a look at a couple of other assets, sorry. Let's take a look at something that I have prepared for you. So I have a little bit of inception trading in here. So we've been keeping track on Atom, right? So you might be seeing the historical things that we've been looking at. So basically shorting this one, looking for a re-entry, then a re-entry down here for a very nice taking profit zone, right? And then as we spoke yesterday, it was taking me out at we speak with a profit target already taken. Remember that I'm also looking for a re-entry as we were hitting here and then jumping or crossing the zero line. So guess what? Right now I'm back into a long for Atom. It is, oh, let's go here. Yep. Let's make this one bigger. And I'm taking again at the same point as previously, I'm taking my next taking profits. So far, so good. Correct. Also, we had on a trade on XLM. Look at that. Look at this short that we are playing at, right? Very nicely. It's not about the breakout. For variance, what is it about? It's not about the breakout. It's about the what? It's about the retest. Yes, guys. So guess what is it happen in here, right? Again, this is my next possible entry a little bit above of this order block section that we have in here. So far, I'm still earning out of this short, correct? So far, I think we're doing great from all of the week that we've been trading. So getting back to you, Army Piper, what do you have for us on the other side of the market?
All right. So I don't know. Hey, what do you guys want to see? Yeah, you guys haven't had me in a while. I can show you all kinds of stuff that I'm watching myself because I've been doing a lot of stock stuff. But what do you guys want to see? Let me know in the chat, and I will. I'll do some TA for you. Let's do some TA. Show you how I would approach that look, and help get that speculation so that we can make money. That's what it's all about, right? So, let's see here. Vet, ETH, H bar. And hey, don't be afraid to throw stocks in there too. I'll check out stocks. I've actually been focusing a lot more on stocks lately, just because not so much regulation going on against it, and I'm hodling my crypto, trading stocks. That's my goal.
Oh,
so, you want to see how I approach trades? What's that?
I do have the vet trade, by the way.
You got some vet. You go ahead and start some vet. I'm going to go ahead and pull up some vet, and then Berlin wants to see. I believe that's the Nasdaq futures and the SPY futures.
Absolutely. So not lethal. Remember that you actually suggested that, and we've been looking for re-enter, right? So what happened here is that we were looking for an entry point after the breakthrough of this trend line. Remember that? So look at where is our entry zone in here based on the previous analysis, and look at that, waiting on the flip of the ribbon, right, at this zone for an entry. What also do we have there? Some order blocks. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of my indicators in here. As you can see, I have repeated indicators. So I do repeat indicators. How is that? And why do I do that? Well, if I start turning everything on, well, then this is getting a little bit messy. So for the sake of a clean chart and for me to be able to correctly read the charts, what I do is that I start turning off all of the indicators and then going step by step by marking my entry points or my confluence zones. So at my market oracle, let's take a look at market oracle. We are looking, or we had a bear signal. We were into a range. We were going down little range, V-shaped recovery that gave us a 70% chances of ranging, correct? Stepping down on that range. Therefore, we're looking for the V-shaped recovery, but it did not happen there. It's happening here, correct? As we expected, the zone is actually playing out already. We are into a long at this point because we also have, look at that, we have oversold, reversal, bullish divergence, and most importantly, flip of the ribbon at support. So what kind of support do I have there? Look at that. If I turn on my Market Dynamics Pro, which at this point I'm using my multi-time frame support and resistance, my premium and discount zones, and also, where is it? Is it here? My swing levels, I can see a confluence zone, which is in here. Look at that discount zone with a dotted line for a big support, correct? So that's why we chose that point as an entry point. So far, I already have taken TP number one in here, not lethal. Can you tell me why? Dynamic reactor, exactly. So what that dynamic reactor is one of the strongest support resistance that we can have on our charts. I usually rely on it, and I love to train it. So TP number one already in. Again, let's take a look at what's happening here. And guys, you know the drill. It is not about the breakout. It's about the retest, and off we go till the next resistance. So far, any question on that note, Little? Oh, all right, all right. So, would you like me to throw it over to you, Army Piper?
Yeah, go ahead and throw it to me, man.
Absolutely.
So yeah, looking at vet here, guys. So just so you guys know, this is getting ready to be listed on Coinbase, or just got listed on Coinbase, one or the other. So a lot of bullish news coming out on this. But also on top of that, the a lot of things on the indicators telling us that it's looking bullish also. Mind you, we do have a sell indicator that popped here based on the prime based on the chart prime optimal settings. But we did also have, if we go to the 12-hour here and we take a look, we had a breakout on a ascending triangle there. Gosh, I can't speak today. It's because I'm so excited about going on vacation. Then we did have the target down here, hit that target clean. Also, pull up the Bravo indicator here. You can see we got a bounce here on the Bravo zone. Did get the 7 and the 8, not the 9. 9 did not come in here, but that is bullish there. Nice bounce also on the order block there on the Bravo indicator. So that's a good thing. But if we go back to the daily here, you can see here that we have this falling channel now. This is the bullish pattern, guys, and typically to about 70% of the time we'll break to the upside. Well, if you look at this most recent candle on the daily right here, we did a popped out of it, came down, and now we're on the retest of it. Nice clean wick down the retest. So yeah, I'm seeing bullishness here too, but I am going to be watching this breaker block right here and that trend assist here on the daily to see if we can actually get up there past the dynamic reactor. So looking a little bullish to me also, but remember, I'm bearish on Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin dumps to the downside, guess what Vet's doing? Going to the downside with it, guys. It's just how it goes. Yeah. On Coinbase futures, that I don't know, Reggie. Um, I don't know if it's going to be on Coinbase futures. I have not really gotten dug into that yet, but I'll find out for you. And I don't know that I don't think Coinbase futures are open. They got it approved, but I don't think it's set up in the US for us yet. I'm waiting for that. That'll be nice, but don't think that's a thing yet. All right, so I had a couple of other things here that someone asked for, but I also want to do the stocks. We're going to look at Nvidia, NQES, um, guys. Everything on the stock side, like I mean on the crypto side, I'm going to let OC lead with, and if I see anything, I'll just pipe in on it. So when I get done with a couple of stocks here, OC, if you can take a look at H bar for little fish, that would be great.
Absolutely.
Let's go pull up Nvidia and see what we got for Nvidia here, guys. Yeah, Nvidia, not looking too bad. I actually pulled up something earlier and showed this to OC, and you guys are going to want this because it's one of my little things that I do here. Anytime you have a good run up like this, right here, when it comes up and it does a pullback and then takes off again, um, it looks like a decent size pullback. What I like to do is I like to throw this this Fibonacci trade strategy on. And I know right now you can see, oh, look, it bounced on the golden pocket. How cool is that? That's because it does stuff like that, right? But if I go in here, I click on this, you guys are going to want these levels. This is my fib strategy levels. Okay. So let me pull this up here. Let you guys get your little 5-second screenshot there because you're going to want these levels. But this is my fib retracement that I use for my fib strategy. Once you guys get these set in there on yours, go down here, save as, and you can save this as, Piper's fibs, whatever. Anywho, when you have a run up from a level that runs up and then it pulls back, just run from that low to that high with these fib levels here. And if it bounces in the golden pocket, which it did perfectly in the golden pocket, guys. If it bounces there, you want to take an entry once it clears and retests the 382. And that is what happened here. This would be take profit one, 25%, take profit two, 50%, take profit three, 75%, leaving the other 25% to close out if it breaks the zero line. If it doesn't, your target goal is going to be the 1618, which, by the way, was exactly where this run up actually rejected at. That would be your Hail Mary for that last 25%. We're now sitting way up here, guys. And if we reapply this again, let's go take a look at it with NVIDIA here. Um, let's go take another look here. Let's see here. We'll go from this level here. We're going to pull it up to here. Yep, we got the test in the golden pocket. We would have hit take profit one, take profit two, take profit three, take profit four would have been shut down because we hit the zero line again. Okay. But this one here still in play with the whole new run. So if we apply this here now, let's go check this out. Let's run it from the bottom levels here up to the top. Look, guys, we're setting up again for a whole nother run of this strategy. And if we go apply some other indicators on here, we're going to see just how beautiful this looks. Okay. Right now, we hit take profit one on this. Well, we would have entered here. Once this breaks, we're about to enter this. So, but this would be, again, take profit one, take profit two, take profit three. Take profit four is going to be all the way up at $663. Again, I call that a Hail Mary trade. You're only leaving 25% in there. So that's what I'm watching for right now on that. Let's go through some other indicators on here and let's see what NVIDIA is looking like on the daily charts, guys. Um, for those that do not know, let me go in here and do something. Hide that. There we go. If you go in here and look on the prime ranges, and those that don't know, I love to use the prime ranges because, or predictive ranges, I'm sorry, prime ranges, predictive ranges, because a lot of times we trade right here in this pocket between the two gold bands, the blue line being the delta line. And that is where I like to trade the predictive ranges. Well, NVIDIA has been so bullish, it has actually been bouncing as support on that upper gold band of the predictive ranges here, guys. So what I'm watching for here is we have this new range here now. We're getting a lot of support right now on that delta blue line right there. And what I would like to see is that this comes up here and gets support on the gold, and then up she goes from there. So I'm still looking very bullish on NVIDIA right now. The no, the predictive ranges are not, they're momentum based, but they are not directly related to fib levels. So I like to use fib levels on top. Correct. There you go. Different, exactly what OC just said. Um, not directly, but similar. Same but different, different but same, as my son would say. So now let's look here. We've got the trend assist giving us nice support bounce here on it. Way down here is going to be our dynamic reaction levels. Let's go take a look at the oscillators here, guys. Oscillator. So look, guys, a lot of times on when we get close to the cloud, like right here, we'll bounce off the tops or bottoms of the clouds, right? Right there, hit the cloud, back up, right? Right now, you can see, and let me just make this a little bit bigger for you. You can see that we're starting to get curvature here on that ribbon towards the bottom of the cloud. It is very likely that we're going to see that play out here with another bounce on the cloud below the zero line here, giving us another pump back up to this top range again. So yeah, looking very bullish here. Money flow is coming down a little bit, but you can see here on the trend on the fusion oscillator that this ribbon is starting to get curvature here again also. And you can see here I'm using the RSI primed, guys. This is a free indicator. And it turns the RSI into candlesticks. I prefer to use the higher time frame on this, and then I turn these onto Heikinashi. To do so, just go in here, put it on Heikinashi candles. You can see here that we're starting to get on this average candle here a very thin candle, which means that this is probably about to come back up also. NVIDIA looking bullish. Think that we're at good levels right now. If we do have one more downside day here, maybe hitting about 450, $448 in that range for an entry on a call. Calls up, puts down, just so you guys know. But that's what I'm watching there for on NVIDIA. What's up, OC?
Oh, nothing. Just waiting for you to finish.
Okay.
Yep.
That's NVIDIA. And then you go ahead and do H bar on your chart, and then I'm going to pull up and look at those futures for NQ and ES.
Absolutely. One little thing that I would love for you to take a look at if you have time, of course, it is BOH. It's a bank. We've been looking at it throughout the last week. And where is it? So basically, we've been pretty damn accurate on that one, but I will love your input if you have chance, of course. Nonetheless, Little Fish H bar, what do we have here? Help me out with that analysis, Little Fish. I know you know this, so let's do it together. So are we bullish or are we bearish? Let's get started with the very specific, very basics, right? So let's go from the macro to the micro, right, to understand what's happening. Let me know, Little Fish, why is if we are bullish or bearish and why. So again, guys, if you want to comment, please do so right here. Let me know, and let's take that. Let's take a look at that. Yes, look at that. Bearish because of the prime score. Yes, that is kind of like the short answer. Let's kind of like take a look at what do I do and why do I take that approach. Well, as you may know, I come from the old school, not from directly on the indicators. So I like to do things manually, and the indicators actually give me the support or back it up of what I'm also looking at, but therefore giving me a lot more confidence because I know I'm looking at straight math outcome. So that is basically the way my brain works around the indicators, right? So I'm below dynamic reactors, which is a high volume zone. So before I be able to break it, I will have to retest it a couple of times. So yes, I'm bearish because of that, because at that point, I'm looking for a couple of retests before I'm being able to break it, right? Then what's happening on my oscillator? Well, I just broke through that zero line. So yes, I'm technically above zero line, which is bullish, but I already have a reversal. I am not anywhere close to hit my first big resistance, which means I could be reversing just like I did here, right? And then falling back down, which it's indicating me on confluence with the dynamic reactor and the distance that I have for that I'm still bearish. And last but not least, the candle color.
I got two questions on that, OC.
What is it?
I got two quick questions.
Yeah.
One, how's the money flow looking on H bar?
Oh, let's take a look at that. So if guys, remember that if you want to take a look at money flow, you can go over the settings in here, head over to the oscillator select here and do the trend fusion oscillator. And that will actually subtract the money flow and show it to you like bare bones. Look at that. It is increasing, getting ready to break above the zero line here. So yes, we're getting a little bit more.
That's the one thing that I would keep an eye on is that money flow is coming up and hitting that zero line. If it breaks that zero line on money flow, could switch the direction there. So
absolutely. In fact, and
then the second question is for let me look here. It's going to be for Berlin. You said NQES. Are you wanting to see the NASDAQ and the S&P futures? Let me know in the chat. Go ahead and finish it out, Oshi.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at what's happening here because Army Piper is correct, and that is kind of like the way that I was going to ask for the plan B. Because as you can see in my chart, I'm looking also at a inverse head and shoulders with a estimated neckline here, correct? So guys, it is not about the breakout, it's about the retest, correct? So this motion could be the one that we'll be looking at the other oscillator, the classic oscillator, prime oscillator. Here we go. So maybe because we're breaking above it, right? Having this retracement, having this other retracement, and then flipping back up on the neckline. So for me, those are the 2 points of failure from not keep being bullish and switching into a not keep being bearish and switching into the bullish side, right? But we also are pretty deep into the prime score, so we want to start seeing that prime score going up in numeric value. All right, kind of like to wrap this one up, let's take a look at the different indicators that we have here. So let me clear this up and let's get started with the order blocks. Look at what we have in there, right? So we could be even making it all the way here for the retest on the neckline, right? And then off we go. Again, we'll be looking for this flip of the ribbon, and then what's going to happen down here. And as Armin Piper mentioned, the money flow breaking above the zero line or above the 50% line, which will be making this another flip, which will basically coexist with this other bounce. At this point, this is speculation, guys, because we're not here yet, but we know how to look forward or forecast our analysis, right? So let's get over to the
How's
next bit.
daily looking there?
What is it?
How's daily looking on H bar?
Let's go and take a look at it. For daily, it seems like it might be doing another inverse head and shoulder, but we are heading into the green right here. So for me, I would call this a range so far and be looking at the center of the range.
Nice, cool. All right, yeah, I was just wondering. I didn't have it up. I had something else up, so
Yeah,
appreciate you
absolutely.
pulling that.
All right, so let's take a look at what else do we have here. Let me clear this up so we can have a clear view. So we have order block here, we have dynamic reactor here, and we have another order block here. All right, so far, so good. Let's get rid of that indicator so we can have another clear view, right? And then let's take a look at our multi-time frame support and resistance with equilibrium, premium, and discount zone. So what do we have? Where is our confluence point? Look at that. I have a number 2 4-hour resistance, right? In number 1 4-hour resistance again, correct? So I have a big rejection zone here. I need to be aware that in this section I will be having a reaction, maybe a pullback, to be able to re-enter within a trend line, correct? So far we are still bearish, but we're looking at a possibility of flipping bullish, right? Again, we're trying to catch that flip as soon as possible, but we're not running after the price. Neither we're just entering base without any confirmation. So does that answer your question, little fish? Nicely. All right. So, so do you have something to add on here, Army Piper? Let me know.
No, brother, that looked good. That was good. I still hadn't heard back from Berlin. Berlin was asking if you were asking about Nasdaq or the S&P futures. I wasn't sure what you were looking for there, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull up Clean Spark. So if you want to bring it back over here, one of the members in here, buddy of mine from the Investing Bros show, and he's got that VIP on there because he is from Investing Bros membership over there. Over here checking this out, he asked for Clean Spark, so I'm gonna hit that up for Eric Wallen. Eric Wallen, let's see here, man. Clean Spark. First off, let's just look at the charts. Let's turn everything off here. Get it nice and naked. Makes it easier to do that. You can see that Clean Spark did have a run up, did reject up here on this trend line. Nasty little trend line there. So let's see here. Let's go and do a fixed range first on here. I'm going to do a couple of different things here for you guys. Let's go check a fixed range volume profile. So price range. Nope, that's the wrong one. Fixed range volume profile. There we go. We're going to bring that from over here at this high right down to the fresh, new, clean area. You can see there. Right now, we are sitting below the value area high, bouncing on the point of control here, guys. Point of control means that this is where a majority of all of the volume took place between this time frame right there. That's what that red dash line is. So we got that there, and then let's see, we're gonna bounce on that. So first off, we're there looking at the low side here of 3.22 for the value area low. You can see we had nice bounces off of that previously, a lot of fighting in that range, almost a beautiful retest for the bounce. If we don't hold the point of control and we come down, we're probably looking at the value area low to come into. So there's the first piece of data on that. Um, Let me go ahead and take that off. Let's go throw some fibs on here, and then we'll pull in the chart prime indicators and get the smart indicators on here doing some work for me. All right, so if we go and we take a look, I want to go from the all-time high back here. Well, we're not going to do the all-time high, obviously, because there's always manipulation at the start off of when things launch. Let's go from here down to the low, and then I'm going to put this on a regular Fibonacci here. Fibonacci. There we go. Platinum pocket, golden pocket. All right, so guys, we had a rejection on the 50 here from its all-time high down to the bottom. Beautiful double top rejection to the downside on that 50% line. Let me do one thing here for you guys so that you can see that better. I'm going to go in and make this a little bit bigger numbers. There you go. So there's that 50% line, double rejection, double top there. We also had a lot of rejection on the 236, and we're not looking good. Eric, I know you love your clean spark, bro, but this is not good. We are down here in no man's land, almost at the zero line. If we go and we take one look here of where this could be heading, I would say that we're probably coming back to the 113 to test these previous lows here, bro. If I had to go and look at anything on the fibs, that's what I wanted to give you. We're looking at $1.13 retest. Now let's go in here and look at this in like a 12-hour and bring this into focus here with some chart prime indicators and maybe pull up some oscillators here. There we go. Right now, back inside of a symmetric triangle here. We did have a breakout here on it. It broke up to the upside. Down we go. Now we're in a whole new range here on the 12-hour. Looking right now that we're underneath that trade zone that I told you about on the predictive ranges right there. Nice and ugly. Um, not pretty at all. And then we do have we've got our bounce right here on this lower support line. This white line right here, guys, that is going to be your lower support line of the predictive ranges, lining up perfectly with that trend line from the symmetric triangle. If we take a look at what we have below that, we do have a very high order block. So there could be some hope there at $3.92 for the bounce with support on that order block. Let's pull up the oscillators, see how they're looking here. Oscillators looking a bit different here, telling us a little bit of a different story. So you got your bear scenario, $1.13. Hope that we can hold that order block that I just pointed out on the screen. Looking here, though, we do have the reversal dot. Peak seekers right here on the Prime Oscillator Pro. We do have multiple bullish divergences kicking off here, and we did just pull back up into the cloud here. So we could see some upside here from this. But if you look at the money flow, it's also giving us confirmation on that it could be curving to the upside. RSI is sitting very low. So on the 12-hour, oscillators all looking bullish, but we do have a lot of downside triggering here. We had the strong downsell after the buy. There was your max profit downside. Yeah, these MPs that you see here, guys, not military police. Max profit. It tells you pretty much when it's time to get out of the trade. So there's that on Clean Spark. Um, I'm I'm going to tend to say that if Bitcoin keeps going down, bro, Clean Spark's probably going to go down and retest its previous lows. Right now, I would be looking at this order block, $3.92. If it breaks that, $1 and whatever that was that I said earlier. Clean Spark, man, this was a runner. It was a great runner. If you guys made any of this money on the run up, it made a lot of money, but now it's on the struggle bus. So, something else to keep in mind too. The MP, it's the update that we just got on the um, Dynamics Pro. On the Dynamics Pro, I believe we now have max profit in here. Isn't that right? OC, can you help me out?
Yes, absolutely. So, what is it that you want me to help you out with?
MP, that's coming from the update on the Pro or the Dynamics Pro, Oracle Pro or Dynamics Pro.
I think it's our Market Oracle Pro, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
think you're right. No, it's from the wedges, man. No, it's Market Oracle. It's Market Oracle because it's part of the max profit right here, signal mode.
Yep.
Yep, it's on the new update version 3.2.3 on the Market Oracle LexG. No, red V's are still there. It'll still do the check mark. That is your take profit one, purple check mark, red take profit like reversal, like this is it. And then max profit will print regardless of those. So you get them all. Get them all, bro. All right. One last thing here on Clean Spark. I want to pull up the Bravo and look at the Bravo 9 strategy here. I want to do, let me close this down. Let me close this down. And then let me put this on the Bravo 9 oscillator. MVP oscillator. There we go. Yeah, see, so guys, when you see these green lines coming up and hitting the zero on the MVP, what this is telling you is that this is very likely the bottom. And you can see here there was a pump up there. Back here we had it, pump up there. We're not seeing anything right now for the pump up on the Clean Spark. So these are not getting that bright green at all, and it's looking pretty ugly there. For there's that, and I do believe, even though we had the Bravo 9 here, it's stuck under the 200. If we're under that 200, if we're under the wave here on the Bravo 9, then it's not looking good for it. I would say that we're probably coming down here to test this, which is at that 370 range. So again, near that order block at 392. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for Clean Spark, brother. I hope that helped you out. And I'm sorry if it gave you bad news about your beloved Clean Spark. I know you love that stock. So all right. That's what I got for Clean Spark. OC, what you got, man? Let's wrap it up. We got about 5 minutes. Why don't you go ahead and pull in some stuff on your charts over there, and let's see what everyone is saying in the chat. So you're muted. Little
Sorry,
button there.
as
There you
always.
go.
So I would love to refer back to Wiley. Yes, Johnny Danger, BOH, exactly. Yes. So
Oh,
basically,
BOH. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, you asked me to look at that. I did have that up. I
absolutely.
did pull that up.
I have it here. Let me kind of like get you up to date on what we got and pass it on to you. So basically, this is what we have yesterday. You can see the video down here that we're calling for this zone for retesting, right? At this point, we were pretty bearish. So what I'm looking at is actually a entry for the short, right? So remember, it's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. And that's exactly what I'm looking at this point, right? So let's take a look at how it played out since yesterday's analysis. And look at that, perfectly on that predictive range line that we had previously right down here. Look at that. Almost, I mean, perfect, right? So as you can see, that is our first indication that we could be flipping. And as you can see, yes, we are flipping a little bit late of what I expected. Nonetheless, we are getting ready for that. So it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and we are waiting for this confluence zone. So how can I know that confluence zone? Well, you will learn that in the everyday class. So join those classes because we go over all of the indicators, all of the analysis. And one of the important parts in here is that we have confluence down here. We have this line, which is a swing entry line, right? Red for a short. Also, it's combined, oh, where I have it, right here, with an order block. So I'm trying to enter a little bit before within that section. And if I add here, let's take a look at this one. So let me just remove a couple of those, right? Here we go. And you see that this line is also acting as support and this one also acting as a resistance. That's why I'm adding a little bit more above this one so I can be trying to enter somewhere around here for a short. Why? Because I still have a very bearish prime score. What I'm looking at is the flip of the ribbon at confluence point for a reversal. Again, we're not there yet. This is what I'm expecting, so I'm just keeping track on that. So what's up, Army? What do you have there for us?
So take a look here, man. We did have a breakout of the falling wedge here on the daily. I'm looking at daily on Bank of Hawaii. One thing I do want to point out, guys, Bank of Hawaii regional bank, um, regional banks, they're in a lot of trouble. Regional banks are in a lot of trouble. They are way overextended with no liquidity. That's why we've seen so many regional banks fail. And when you look at Hawaii, they're very isolated on top of being a regional bank. It isn't like they can really just reach out and pull from, other money sources in their nearby regions. They're their own region, isolated out there alone, unafraid. One thing I do want to point out that I'm going to go ahead and just do some raw naked from off the top here. Let's go ahead and do the Fibonacci's here. You can see rejection on the 50 clean. We're below the 382. I definitely could see us coming back down to the 236 at 42.36. So yep, been trading all of the volatility to regional banks. Absolutely, Wiley Roadrunner. They're looking ugly, and I don't think it's going to get any prettier for them. We got record numbers right now of repossessions going on for cars. We've got the highest credit card debt we've ever had in the country, and people defaulting on their loan payments, unsecured loan payments, and defaulting on or not defaulting, but paying their credit cards late is going up. It's like $1.1 trillion right now in total credit card debt. And, when you look at now, they're going to have to pay more money if they have any student loans on top of that. They're going to rob Peter to pay Paul. Something's not getting paid. And very likely not going to be borrowing any money or even have money sitting in a bank. So regional banks are going to get hurt even more. It's coming. Um, Swing trading as they all seem to be doing, going to the downside. Absolutely, Wiley. Good notice there, and that's what I'm seeing here with this break below the 382 here. Probably heading down again to that 42.36. Let's go in and pull in a fixed range volume profile here just to see what we're looking at locally here on this range. Yeah, value area high is going to be right here. We've tried to stay above it here with multiple retests on that. Was not able to get above that line and keep it. Downside we go. Point of control on this, guys, probably where we're heading back down to $39.44. So that's what I'm seeing for BOH. I'm not seeing anything in here that gives me any signs of hope for strength. Even if I look at the oscillators here, oscillator money flow looks like it's about to curve and come back down again. You can see that the RSI primed is sitting low right now at 22.49. However, this can come much lower and still be down into the 8 to 9 range. So they can still come down much lower based on that its performance history here. And nothing here is looking good. I don't see anything here that's like this, maybe giving me a little hope. And we did see that here where it came back up. We are creating this trend line here, but check this out, OC. If we go here, and let's go off of this close because that wick down a little bit crazy there. We're just now breaking on the daily below this trend line here, trying to hold it. If we break below this, that's likely going to be the
Absolutely.
straw that broke the camel's back right there.
In
So,
fact,
um,
that's the line I'm looking for, a little reaction to kind of like I enter for the short. So that's what I have a little bit of a high hopes
actually,
for.
if you line this up on this
Oh,
candle close here, we're actually below it right now on a retest. So
correct.
there you go. Yep, downside, downside,
Downside.
downside. Yeah, always wait for the retest, man. When I do my TA, I'm giving you like what I'm seeing, but I am a very cautious trader. And so I don't like to do anything without having retest or confirmation. I do not like risking my money. I like to um I like to balance out my reward to risk. And if I can lower my risk for the same reward, I will always do so. There you go.
Johnny Danger, should we still wait for OC's retest? Well, that's
That's
completely
what I was
up to
just talking
you.
about.
Yeah, so basically, this is the way that I trade, right? Remember that I usually kind of like set my entry points based on what I'm looking at and waiting for the best case scenario for my entry. The thing that I will point out for you is that look out for the flip of the ribbon at support. Right now, we are at support. And if the flip of the ribbon is not happening, well, then do not wait it, kind of like I enter on the breakout, right? If you see a reaction happening, well, then you can be trying to catch that bounce to enter for that better position on the short. So at this point, I'm aiming for my best case scenario. And then if that doesn't happen, I'll be moving into my plan B, which is going to be the breakthrough, retest on that trend line, and off we go. So did that answer your
Nice.
question, Johnny? Great. Awesome.
Yeah, matter of fact, can you go back to my chart real fast? I have one more thing to show here for people wondering where we're at on all of this.
Absolutely.
If you
Back to chart.
actually look, if you actually look here on that fib strategy, trade strategy I showed you guys, you can see here that we had a run up from this point up to the top, rejection, came back down, hit the golden pocket and bounced into here on the white line. Take profit one, take profit two, take profit three. Remember what I told you? You would leave that take profit four for the Hail Mary 25%. But where did we close that out, OC?
Right at the last line.
The zero where
Yes.
we're at right now. So this trade would have already played out to the upside for take profit one, two, and three, 75% profit running there. 25% would be closing out right here at the zero, and we're down there at that. Matter of fact, we wicked perfectly on it. So I don't even see like the long trade running here for the call. So I actually would be watching to see if we reject this zero line, turn it into resistance here, and then running that back down at least to the golden pocket. Golden pocket, by the way, lining up almost perfectly again with that point of control on the fixed range volume profile. So there you go.
Absolutely. So we're basically at the end of the show. Let's wrap it up. Army Piper, would you like to take back control and do the honors?
For the wrap up,
Absolutely.
let's go. Let's do it. All right, hey guys, thanks for joining us here today on TA Talk. We will be back here next Wednesday, 11 a.m. my time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week. Also, don't forget, get into those classes. I don't think there's one tomorrow, but definitely one on Friday. Get educated, get smart so that you know when to get in, when to get out, and how to protect your profits. Thanks for joining us today on TA Talks. As always, trade safe and stay primed.